Hello and welcome to a slightly more prepared yet still imperfect recording of Gem City Gridiron Roundup podcast from my new location, the Van Pelt Ranchette. Um,
Oh, Rancho.
a little bit of a we're gonna do a little quickie. We're gonna go over each day of Turkey weekend, and then we'll rip uh, a slate and we'll talk about the upcoming playoff implications.
Let's do it.
Okay. Um, Horrible clock management in the Bears Lions game to end that game. That was absolutely atrocious.
You're fired.
Matt Eberflus, that is so dumb.
That's on Caleb too, man. Like you got to snap the
Yeah, there was like
ball.
16 seconds left.
My God. I was sitting there watching, like, what do you like? You're in decent field goal range to like at least kick a 40 plus yarder. It's just
It
so
didn't make any
baffling.
sense.
No, the Bears don't make any sense. They don't make any sense at all.
Dallas's season is over, and yet they just now won two in a row. The Giants team is really bad.
Yeah. Hmm.
There was a Drew Lock rushing touchdown that was pretty cool. It might have been
Hmm.
called back. I don't remember.
No, it was good.
No, it's called back because Tyrone Tracy scored it.
Then he get, I thought he got one eventually.
He might have got one eventually. He actually had quite a few runs. He looks really weird in the uniform.
Yeah.
He did
Um,
not get one. It got called. Oh, no, very end of the game. My bad.
Yeah, bright spot for the Cowboys, Rico Dowdle. Nice day.
Yeah,
Um,
100
first
rushing yards. Probably first time for what, 2 years?
since first time since week 3 last year, I believe. Because I think that's what they said. Tony Pollard last year.
And he was atrocious last year.
He's good this year.
Sneakily, the Miami Dolphins are 5-7. I didn't realize that. Oh, but there was a lot of Tua injury.
There was 4 weeks
Did
of
you
no
watch this
Tua.
game?
No, man, I was traveling. I
Me
didn't. I
neither.
watched. I watched most of the first game, which I was root for the Lions. I had the Lions kicker like in every high stakes league, and I was rooting for field goals on Thanksgiving, man. I didn't care less, but needed some field goals. Um, Speaking of which, the turkey gobbler
Caleb Williams?
in in full fantasy, yes, but he was not played. How our turkey gobbler works is they had to been
Oh,
played
no, no.
in
I mean,
in
sorry. For our bet is Caleb
oh
Williams.
yes, but no one got it. So
Right. So it's Achan.
no, Keenan Allen,
Oh, okay.
24.3
He
points
got
for
played?
Keenan. He did. Garrett
Oh,
played him.
nice.
That is a two-time turkey gobbler for Keenan Allen. Fun fact
That's
there.
cool.
So, Keenan, the lowest turkey gobbler in like I think like 6 years.
Oh, yeah, there
Um,
was not a single 30 pointer.
no, not a 30 point. A lot of 20 pointers. It was close. There was, um, um, obviously Tyreek Hill was in the mix, who was my pick. He did get 20, but Keenan got 24.3. DJ Moore was really close. Rico Dowdle was really close. Achan was really close. Hill was close. Um, Josh Jacobs. So a lot of low 20 pointers, but no one really cracked that. No one got to 25. Um, Tua was also close. No one played Tua. Tua would have been. Um, it was Caleb, Tua, Keenan. But Tua did not get played in the starting lineup. He was on a bench, but not in the starting lineup. Keenan was
All right. Friday game, the Chiefs squeak one out. I did not
again.
watch this game because I was traveling.
Yeah, that's kind of how Thanksgiving football goes. Black Friday football, which was interesting.
Yeah,
Um, which Chiefs squeak it by. Brock Bowers is that dude though, man. He is.
he's nasty with
Are
it.
we gonna get fooled again? Like with the whole rookie tight end.
No, he's exceptional.
Why no? But so was Sam Laporta last year. But
Yeah,
like, are we
he's
gonna
been
get
hurt,
fooled? Yeah, and
hasn't
I
he?
mean, yeah, and the differences between the Raiders and like, no offense to Jacoby Myers, but the Lions also have David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, It's not a like Brock Bowers is the dude. So yeah, he looks good.
Let's see. I saw that Kirk Cousins threw 4 interceptions and the Chargers still only put up 17 points. That was weird.
Yeah, man.
Tampa won it in overtime. I know that was a big Adam Thielen day, but I don't know what else happened.
Yeah, Bryce Young actually drove them down the field to take the lead at the end of the game. But Baker does Baker thing, gets a field goal, and
Mm-hmm.
then Chuba fumbles in overtime, which is a bummer. Chuba's been playing really well. Bad game for him. Jonathan Brooks did get on the field a little bit more, but yep, it was a Adam Thielen game. Um, and Bucky Irvin's taking over the backfield. It's not even close
Oh,
anymore.
really?
Dude, Bucky Irving. So yeah, so
Oh, I know last week he went off, but
Rashad White played 53% of the snaps. He got 11 carries, 76 yards, and one catch. Whereas Bucky Irving had,
25
uh,
for 152, a touchdown, 3 targets, three
yep,
catches, 33
28,
yards.
28 touches.
They hate Rashad White.
And they played about the same amount.
Wow, that
But
was a lot of rushing yards.
yeah, well, he did rip off a 50 yarder.
Oh, yeah. I
But
just meant
still,
for both of them combined, that's a ton of rushing yards.
yeah, they were going crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, let's see. The Pittsburgh Cincinnati game would have been the game to watch. I don't know if you watched it.
I saw it was on the red
82
zone a
points
ton.
total.
It was the highest scoring Pittsburgh Cincinnati game ever. Like
That was crazy.
Russ threw for 400 yards. Like,
Yeah, I don't think Mike Tomlin is upset with switching off of Fields
and
because
check it off again. A winning record for Mike Tomlin.
that's awesome.
Never had a losing season.
The washer in this new kitchen, because we have a washer and dryer in our kitchen for some reason, it sounds like a jet engine.
On a plane.
Big story out of the Jacksonville Houston game was the awful tackle on Trevor
Oh,
Lawrence. Um,
I was at
I think
Walmart
it
when I was watching that in Walmart
was
shopping.
like Aziz Shari or something.
Yeah, he's a captain
Like
on that
a
team too.
Yeah, he's like a high draft pick.
Yeah,
Um, well, he came out and apologized today for the hit. Um,
he's just saying that so he won't
Stupid.
get fined.
Yeah, that was a terrible hit, terrible, terrible
Just
hit.
awful. And big scrum afterwards. I when I was watching it, like I was like, okay, he's getting tossed. He's getting tossed. I was like, oh, Evan Ingram, he's gonna get tossed. But they only tossed two guys on the Texans. They didn't toss Evan Ingram because Evan Ingram came in flying and just ripped this dude off and like hucked him. I was like, dang, man. Um,
So I
but
was
yeah,
inside of the pod at work while this game and the Arizona Minnesota game were on, so I did get to see quite a bit of that. There was
yes.
the Minnesota Arizona game was also very entertaining. I did pay attention to quite a bit of that. It was back and forth a lot.
Hmm.
And Minnesota does find a way to secure that one. Sam Darnold looked really good.
Yeah, he did look good. Um, Speaking of Vikings, they signed Danny Dimes.
Hmm. They don't need him, but
Practice
they got him.
squad. They don't need him, but they got him. He'll be on that. I mean, he's better than their backup, so
Yeah, he'll be on the postseason roster and stuff.
mhm, definitely.
Rams Saints. I don't know anything about this game besides Puka scored a touchdown, I think.
Puka scored a touchdown. I think Kyron got one. The biggest, the biggest bummer. Taysom Hill, torn ACL.
Oh,
So fun to watch.
isn't he like 34 years old too?
He's 34, a revolutionary. Um, but man, he's fun to watch. He's throwing the ball, catching it, running it. Just, I still can't get over that, like that 41, like 44 point game. Like that is like the most absurd stat line when I wrote that in the Hall of Records. It is like, I'm gonna see if I can find this real fast. It was the most
Was that the game he started?
that he started.
Like started at quarterback?
No, James Carr was there. Um, he played let's see here. you're gonna have to keep going. I'm gonna have to find this real
All right.
fast.
I will just move on for right now. Looks like the Colts, the Patriots played a really close game. Uh, Nobody watched this. Let's just
No.
be honest.
All right, here it
Two
is.
picks from Anthony Richardson, one from Drake May. Go ahead.
This is if no one's actually looked at the stat line, this for 41.52 fantasy points, sitting on Stewart's bench at the time. He was one of two for 18 yards and an interception, 7 carries for 138 yards and 3 touchdowns. He caught 8 of 10 targets for 50 yards and he lost a fumble. He did a little bit of everything. He threw
That
it,
is
he ran
wild.
it, he threw it,
He
he
got
ran
zero
it,
passing points
he had negative
because of
passing
the
points.
interceptions. Yeah,
So he threw it, he ran it, he scored touchdowns, he caught it, and he threw an interception and fumbled the ball. Like he literally touched the ball 7, 15. I mean, he touched the ball 8, 15, 17 times. Um, but it's the weirdest stat line I've ever written in the Hall of Records. That many stats for one player. But 7 carries for 138 yards.
that's nice.
Yeah, yeah. But off kudos, Taysom Hill.
Yeah,
We'll miss you. My best ball teams will miss you.
might be a career.
Man, if it is, what a great career. Like
Very
just
interesting,
yeah,
very cool career.
revolutionized like the term athlete. Like
Yeah,
I wonder if, like a true wildcat player. Um, but yeah, no one watched the Saints play this week either.
Philadelphia beats Baltimore in a very exciting game. It seemed like a lot more yards happened in this game than actually did. I didn't
Mhm.
watch it, um, but I did. I watched a little bit of it actually, just here and there.
Yep.
And yeah, what did you see? That was the game to watch.
I didn't watch much of it,
All
honestly.
right.
Um, you're getting updates because Barkley's ripping off runs, another 100-yard game for Barkley, patting those MVP stats. Um, Lamar's gonna give him a run for his money too, again. But I don't know who the MVP is right now. Like
I need Lamar to win it so I can win my bet that I made at the very beginning of the season.
that'd be back-to-back
Uh,
MVPs.
yeah, that'd be sick. Did we talk about Seahawks Jets? The Seahawks are going to sneak into the playoffs, even though like, are they a good team? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. No one knows. Maybe that's what they need. No one really paying attention to them. But that division's super weak. So, the
Out of
Niners,
nowhere.
yeah, everyone expected them to be really good. So that division's up
The
for grabs.
yeah, the Commanders put a shellacking on the Titans. Looks like it
Titans.
was a Terry McLaurin day.
Yeah. Another Titans game. Another Nick Westbrook-Akine touchdown. Two of them.
Yep,
You got that bet. Dude,
nice.
he's got like 8 touchdowns in the last he's got like 7 touchdowns in the last 7 games.
Yeah, it's like Cortland Sutton last year.
It's ridiculous.
All
Absolutely
right.
ridiculous.
The one game I did watch that was really cool was the snow game, Snowmageddon in Buffalo.
Mhm.
It just looked like the Bills had better shoes on, to be honest with you, because the 49ers players were just getting driven all over the field on defense. Um,
Is this kind of like the whole like Miami can't win in the snow, so trying to bring a warm weather team into that environment is just a disaster.
yeah, it was a disaster.
Yeah, like they had no offense.
Yeah, no.
And Purdy was a little banged up. Like Niners are mailing it in. But I mean, how can they mail it in? That division's so weak. They can still win the division. Um, but Ayuk's hurt. McCaffrey's now hurt again. God rest his soul. That's it.
Let's see.
Tanking.
The Broncos are leading 28-23 in the third quarter right now. That team's actually really good.
The Broncos are bad. They're fake bad. They're fake good.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, Jerry Judy. Wow. Six for
What's he doing?
167 and a tutty.
Ooh.
Yeah, Fuller's lighting you up now. And a 2-point
He's
conversion. He's
he
got
still
30
can't beat
points.
me.
He still can't beat you. What do you mean?
I don't think he's gonna beat me.
Dude, Judy's just lighting you up now.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
He
bro.
said it this morning. Oh damn.
He's gonna beat you.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over. He
The
needs
last
two
time I
more.
looked at it, I had a three. He had a 3% chance to win.
Yeah, well, Judy's got 31 points now.
Yeah, yeah, it's over.
I was sitting there going through this stuff, and I'm like, well, if Judy needs a career game, I was like, it's Jerry Judy. No thanks. But ultimate revenge
Mhm.
game.
That's funny.
He needs 1.5 points to beat you now.
Which he'll
Wow.
get. That
Yikes.
happened fast, man. Um, all right. Let's talk about the postseason implications, shall we?
Yeah, man, it's looking like and we can kind of break this down too as in the matchups that matter. Um, Ethan has wrapped up the number 2 seed, it looks like. He's got a pretty far enough points lead. And he takes a 2-game lead on me now in the division. So he has wrapped up that division. He's going in at 9-4 going into the last week, playing you next week, I believe. So
Good for him.
yep. I dropped down to 7-6. I was telling Dalton before the show, 7-3 without McCaffrey, man. 0-3 with him. So maybe this is where my season turns around. I don't get to play McCaffrey anymore. So maybe I just um throw everything at the wall and maybe I win some games towards the end. But I'll sneak in the playoffs, but it's not pretty. Um Start 7-3, lose probably could lose 4 in a row going in. Um but Dalton, what about you? You got a little preview of some toilet bowl action.
Yeah, I actually had that exact conversation with Fuller today. We bet a energy drink on this game, and he had already asked me what kind I wanted. So that didn't work.
Watch him show up in the morning and like he still brings you an energy drink because he didn't know.
That's actually very possible, but I'm gonna stop by the store in the morning and grab him one because uh it's looking that way, which is wild. I did not think at all like that was gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
about a
right,
3% chance. Yeah, that was about right. So that drops you guys both to three and gets him to
10.
3-10 and drops you to 3-10.
So I will go
Um,
back to 12th. Yes.
yes. Um, we have Gage looking like trying to get it's not over yet. This is where things could get really interesting if Drew can somehow pull it off and get 18 more points between Sutton and Chubb down the stretch. If he can pull that off, that would really make a lot of things interesting. But at the moment, looking like Gage is going to get to 9-4. He looks like he's going to take the 1-game lead to go for the division win next week against Brinkman because Brinkman is dropping down to 8-5 because he got shellacked by Blaster. Blaster's going for 180 tonight.
Damn.
So let's see if he can get the skin of the year. He's got a shot at it. Skin of the year, and he needs about 8 more points to get to the skin of the year. Um, so that does help Blaster get to 6-7, inching closer to one of those 7 or 8 seed playoff spots. Drops Brinkman down just a little bit, um, but he's safely in the playoffs. And then we have the Triple Crown hopeful once again. Chili farts.
He literally just left his fucking picture as chili all season and it did well. And it's just an inside joke from breakfast.
Man, that chili's just marinating all year long.
God, I can
And
smell it.
and
Ugh.
he's won he's won 11 in a row, bro. Like he started he hasn't lost since week 2. and he's he's cooking that chili. He is
I can smell it.
rolling, man.
It's been
Um,
sitting for too long.
Luke has tied the all-time wins record in a row at 11 now. He if he wins next week, he will set the all-time wins in a row at 12 and would also set the all-time best regular season of all time at 13 and 1. And in the Triple Crown hunt could be one of the greatest seasons of all time in Gem
Could
City.
be.
Could be. Just thinking about it, like I mean, obviously, like Luke's been to the as close as he can get to the top without not getting to the championship game. But like if this is the season, like and you win 12 in a row, you're 13 and 1 in the regular season, Triple Crown hopeful, like he could literally win 15 games in a row. Like that is bonkers to even
Hmm.
think about.
That doesn't
Um,
happen.
no, like that's wild, but good for him. He's rolling, rocking and rolling. Drops, Heath is also in that 3 and 9 bucket down there. So he will also be fighting for the toilet seat. I'll let you get the last one.
Oh, one last thing.
Yeah.
I did see a Instagram post from Sleeper where it was like, was Arthur Smith right? Because Johnny Smith has just been going insane. He's top five tight end, I think,
He's
in
the number one
fantasy.
tight end in the last 7 weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Which one was I doing? Garrett Brinkman and
Yep. Last one,
Cody.
Dark Horse.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah. So Cody drops down to 7 and 6. I'm
hmm
pretty sure he's safe,
Yep.
but
I'm
uh,
pretty sure he's safe too.
but it's just kind of a weird circumstance. And
He's
Dark
safe.
Horse, yeah, and then Dark Horse goes to 6 and 7, still fighting for that last spot.
Yeah. The only thing that really makes this interesting if somehow Drew can pull it off and get the win, because then there's 3 teams at 6 and 7, and one team that could get shut out next week
Yeah.
at 7 and 7. But it really, again, it all depends on the matchups next week, um, because yep, one of them, if Drew wins this week, this will be the win in you're in. You have Blaster and Drew next week playing each other.
Hmm.
Um, but Dark Horse, but Dark Horse has to play Chili Farts. So who knows, man? Who knows?
There's
And
still
then,
buys in week 14, huh?
yeah, a lot of buys, 6 teams,
Oof.
including some of the best teams. And for the division, next week will be Gage versus Stewart, both going to be at 8 and 5. Um,
Um, Fun fact,
well,
I don't have a tight end for next week, so that's cool.
no, I don't have a kicker because I'm going to drop Justin Tucker. This is his worst year ever.
Yeah. I also
I'm,
don't have a defense for like the fourth week in a row.
but yeah, 1 week to go. Obviously, we still have things to fight for in the playoffs. 2 week loser bracket, semifinal. I got to figure out how I can make that work. It's the first year on Sleeper doing this, so I'll kind of keep everyone posted in the app how we're doing it. So set your lineup as always.
All
It's
right.
going to show up as a matchup. It's only showing the um, a 2 week playoff for that bottom thing. So I really don't know how that's going to work out.
That's all right. We might just manually do it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's rip a slate in 5 minutes or less.
Oh God, yeah. I haven't even scored the last slate because I lost the video
It's
from
fine.
last week, so I have to find it. All right. Week 14. By the way, we're just ripping slates for the fun of it because we don't really have a bet for the end of the year.
No, it's just for fun. Bragging rights.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Packers Lions on you.
On me. Um, how about this doesn't bode well for me because I'd take forever to make picks. Um, how about who has more touches, Gibbs or Montgomery? They're both about the same the last couple weeks.
Montgomery.
I'll go Gibbs.
Jaguars Titans. Will there be a quarterback rushing touchdown?
Jaguars, Titans. Mac Jones will love. No.
Oh, because Trevor's out, huh?
Yeah.
That's all right. I already made it. So I'll say yes.
Um, Jets, Miami. Um, will hmm, who is? Let's see here. Okay, I got one. Um, will the Jets or the Dolphins have the highest scoring player in the game?
Jets.
Okay, I'll take Dolphins.
Falcons, Vikings. Vikings are a 5-point favorite. Who you got?
Vikings are a 5-point favorite.
Yeah, you want the Falcons and the points or the Vikings?
I want the Falcons and the points because I want a nice Kirk Cousins homecoming and
Dang
maybe
it.
they'll beat him
That's
outright.
where I wanted to go as well. Anyway, I'll do the Vikings -5.
Okay. Saints, Giants. Is there really even a reason to watch this game? There's no Davido and there's no Taysom Hill, man. I mean, what are we gonna do? Um, how about um God, there's just
Just some awful football games in week 14.
my gosh. Um, oh man. Rough. How about this? This one's gonna be interesting. Malik Neighbors versus Marquez Valdez Scantling, where Neighbors has a 4.5 point spread, or 5.5. It doesn't matter really.
Point scoring,
No, not point scoring, catches,
receptions.
receptions. I think 4.5 is probably fine. Um,
Still give me neighbors.
you'll go Neighbors, lay the 4.5 Neighbors catches against MVS. Okay, I'll take MVS.
All right.
MVS has been cooking.
Panthers, Eagles. Um, Jonathan Brooks over under 27 rushing yards.
27 under.
Over.
It's gross. Um, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. They just played 2 weeks ago. Um, Man, who would have thought Jameis Winston versus Russell Wilson would have been fun to watch 10 weeks ago? Uh, how about what's the spread?
It is 6.5 in Pittsburgh's favor.
Okay, you go ahead. 6.5, Pittsburgh, your choice.
Browns. I think it's like a 17-14, 17-15 game.
Okay, I'll lay the 6.5 then.
All right. Raiders, Buccaneers. Will there be a defensive touchdown? Because that happened in the Super Bowl in 2004.
I'm gonna go
2001? 2001.
defensive
No,
touchdown
2004.
2001.
No, it's
2001,
2000.
2002. 2002.
It was
That
2002.
yeah, the 21, 20 or the 01-2 season.
Yep.
Um, I will go as much as it pains me because I have Tampa Bay defense everywhere. I'm gonna say no touchdown, defensive
Okay,
touchdown.
then yes.
Seattle, Arizona. That's a fun one. Let's see here. Oh, I'm gonna do this one again because there's a lot of um high high scoring players. Who has the highest scoring player? Seattle, Arizona.
Arizona.
Okay, I'll take Seattle.
I'm gonna skip one of them because I can't come up with anything. Bears, Niners. Um, we'll just go with the points total at 43 and a half.
43 and a half. What's the spread?
4.5 for the Niners.
44. I'm gonna go over.
All right.
Um, Rams and Bills. Let's see here. This is a fun
Yeah, I
one.
didn't have anything for that.
They've both been good. Just go straight points. James Cook or Kyron Williams. They've
Cook.
both been good. I was gonna say they've both been cooking. I'll take Kyron. That's fine.
Chargers, Chiefs.
Should be a fun one. Sunday night.
Um,
Sunday night football.
over under 5 field goals kicked in this game. So the line
Kicked
will be, yeah,
or made
kicked. So the line will be 5.5
under.
over.
And Monday night football. Cincinnati. God, Cincinnati's 4-8. That's so bad. Um, let's go. God, what's the spread? Dallas is probably favored by
Nope, since he's
one.
favored by 5.5.
Wow. Since he's favored 5.5. Um, I like making Cowboys spread picks for with you. Let's go ahead. It's your chance to make me take the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to. Give me
Okay.
Cincy in 5.5,
Okay,
minus 5.5.
I'll take 5.5 points for Dallas home against a defense that Russell Wilson just threw for 400 yards on. Give me Cooper Rush 325 yards. All right. By the way, I'm probably playing Cooper Rush in Dynasty this week. It's gonna be great.
Wow.
You should see my buys. It's awful. I have like
Yeah.
12. I have like 11 guys on buy.
Oof.
Yeah, but my team's still stacked up in that league, so that's fine.
Yeah. Um,
Last week, home stretch,
yeah.
guys. Um, as we get closer to the end of the year, um, this is a housekeeping thing. As we crown a champion, Dalton, you are more than welcome to do a solo pod. I will be in Italy. Um,
I probably won't be crowning a champion because I will
you'll be
be
a new father.
doing, yeah. So we might come
So
back in
yeah, we'll
January.
we'll come back in sometime during January,
Maybe
sit
we'll
down.
set it up to where we can like interview the
Yeah,
champ or
that'd be
something,
good.
which we didn't have to do the last 2 years because last
3 years.
3 years, last four
If
years,
you wanna win, maybe
is it the last
last
four
four
years?
years. We've won the last 4 years, man. We've
Oh my
just been
God. You
maybe
guys better figure it out.
we might need a new co-host if someone wants to start winning.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will do we'll figure a time out housekeeping wise.
We'll do like a January interview the champion and do a wrap up episode.
Well, it for sure ain't gonna be you. So
Nope.
it's most likely not gonna be me unless
So
my
you're
Jude
saying there's a chance.
there's still a chance I might be 7-7 and kind of get there to the playoffs and just maybe I'll take the number one seed down in the number 8 spot. Who knows?
Happened last year.
Luke would be so pissed. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Um,
if you did that to him.
oh yeah, it would
You're
be.
not going to be in the 8 seed anyway, probably, but
No, I think at lowest I'd get a 7 probably. So all right, man.
this has been an episode.